Hello, my name is Benjamin Glover, and welcome back to Toga Talks, Episode 2. This episode begins our coverage of the May 16th, 2023 school board election in Saratoga Springs. There's 3 positions on the school board that are up for election, and here's a quick rundown of each person currently occupying those positions. First is Tony Crackler, the board president. Tony Crackler was elected to the board in 2020. He is the CEO of Crackler Scientific, a 7-year-old laboratory supply distributor. He has a bachelor's degree in English and history from Stanford University and taught and coached for 10 years in high schools and middle schools before joining Crackler Scientific. He has been an active volunteer in the district, serving as the member of the Lake Avenue Elementary School Building Leadership Team, the Superintendent Parent Forum, and the Interview Committee for the middle school principal. In addition, he has been involved in Code Blue, the RNA Institute, BioConnects, the Center for Economic Growth, and many years in Cub Scouts and youth sport coaching. Mr. Crackler and his wife, Rachel, have 2 children in district schools and 1 in Saratoga Springs High School, as well as a graduate in college. Toga Talks has reached out to Mr. Crackler. He has responded by saying that he is going to make a decision on whether or not to run by mid-February, which we will follow up on. He voted no on the recent SRO vote. Second, we have Erica Borman, who is a trustee on the Board of Education. Erica Borman was elected to the Board of Education in 2020. She has a professional background in healthcare project management for IDNs. She has also been actively involved in the Dorothy Holan HSA, Saratoga Regional YMCA, and United Way of the Greater Capital Region. Mrs. Borman and her husband Brad have 3 young boys, Luke, Cole, and Jake, as well as a Labrador puppy, Maisie. Erica Borman voted yes on SROs. In the last election cycle, she was endorsed by Saratoga Parents for Safer Schools, which is an organization made up of parents of children who attend the Saratoga Springs City School District. They supported her, and presumably it was due to her policy on SROs, which she then voiced by voting yes. Saratoga Parents for Safer Schools released this press release. Erica is a well-rounded candidate who not only feels strongly about school safety and security, but also has great ideas and perspective pertaining to our students' education and overall well-being. We believe that she will be a great addition to the school board for our students, teachers, and families. This was said by the group organizer, Cara Rossetti. She is a mother of 3 boys, aged 7, 5, and 2. Her oldest son, Luke, currently attends Dorothy Nolan, and her middle son, Cole, will be starting kindergarten in the fall. This is all information from the past election cycle. While Erica currently stays home, her professional background is in healthcare project management for both private and government-run facilities. Here's a quote from her. I am both humbled and honored to have been chosen as one of 3 candidates to serve on our school board in this year's election. We will have many challenges ahead, and I look forward to collaborating with other board members to provide solutions that will support our students and their families during these unprecedented times and beyond. For context, she was elected during the COVID-19 pandemic. Erica Borman also acknowledges the importance of protecting programs that directly impact this district at the student and teacher level. We need to preserve our high-quality education, along with it our athletic, arts, and music programs that contribute so greatly to the growth and personal development of our students, said Erica Borman. Saratoga Parents for Safer Schools considers this a win for the community as a whole. Quote, our district is very fortunate to have Erica on the board. She will be an advocate for our children and families and will work with our teachers, faculty, and board members to help our students thrive, said Rossetti. Toga Talks has reached out to the office of Erica Borman. She has not responded as of the airing of this podcast. Third, we have Anjanette Emeka. She is currently a trustee. She was elected to the board in 2017. Ms. Emeka works in academic affairs at SUNY Empire State College. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, a Master of Arts in Communication Management, and a Master in Science in Sociology. She has served as the Secretary and Vice President for her daughter's elementary PTSO and is an active volunteer for the Saratoga Wilton Soccer Club. Miss Emeka and her husband have 2 daughters. She voted no on SROs. Board member Anjanit Emeka said she regretted her last vote for school resource officers mid-year because it committed the board to the cost before the budget presentations on other needs. I wasn't clearly aware of our budget implications, she said. Going outside the budget process does not allow the trustees to fully and critically look at all of our district needs. She has not responded to Toga talks as of this airing. Other candidates for the Board of Education have not come forward as of the airing of this podcast. Next, we'll take a look at the Saratoga Springs School District as a whole. The Saratoga Springs School District is a large school district in Saratoga, Greenfield, Wilton, and Milton counties. The school district currently runs 6 elementary schools for grades kindergarten to 5, 1 middle school for grades 6 to 8, and 1 high school for grades 9 to 12. The district currently serves students from the city of Saratoga Springs and the Saratoga County towns of Milton, Wilton, Malta, Greenfield, and Saratoga. There are currently 1,100 faculty at the Saratoga Springs City School District. The entire Saratoga Springs City School District is run by a Board of Education, which is composed of 9 volunteer citizens who serve overlapping terms of 3 years each. At the end of each term, they must be re-elected to serve another term after. There is no limit on how many terms a member may serve. The meetings of the Board of Education are generally held on the second Tuesday and last Thursday of each month. The schedule of the regular meetings is established and published prior to the beginning of each school year. Most meetings are held at the Saratoga Springs High School. The 6 elementary schools and the middle school will each host 1 meeting during the school year. By conducting meetings in various locations within the district, the board tries to encourage citizens to attend and become more involved in their schools. Board meetings begin at 7 p.m. and are chaired by the president of the Board of Education, or if absent, the vice president. There are currently 9 serving members on the board. First, Tony Crackler, who we have talked about, whose seat will be up for re-election on May 16th, 2023. Natalia Lotka, the vice president of the school board. Dr. John Bugerman, Erica Borman, John Ellis, Amanda Ellithrope, Anjanit Emeka, Dean A. Colligan Jr., and Connie Wodowich. If you're interested in this election, on May 3rd, 2023, the League of Women Voters of Saratoga County are hosting a Meet the Candidates at 7 o'clock at the high school in the Robert S. Meade Auditorium. One of the main issues of this election, I believe, will be the SRO vote, and SROs in general. People generally have strong opinions, so I think voters will be looking at the voting record of these candidates. Particularly at the school board meeting, there was a lot of votes public comments from parents. They came up and they talked about how they believed it was important. There's people who came up that thought it was a terrible idea and is going to ruin the school district. And I think that it was just interesting seeing everyone's opinion. Interestingly, in a lot of school board elections, coverage doesn't usually start from local newspapers and local TV channels until very close to the start of the voting period. So it's May 16th. Usually the period of about 24 to 48 hours before a school board election, especially in Saratoga Springs, is the most active, which leads to long-term campaigning being relatively unpopular. The only person who I could find with a campaign video in the last few years of election cycles for the school board was Natalia Lotka. And that campaign video was made by Charlie Samuels, who's a filmmaker and local skater in the area, who actually met at the school board meeting. He's a great guy. So yeah, I think that's interesting. If you want to get involved, you can go to that League of Women Voters, meet the candidates, listen to the podcast. We're going to be doing regular election coverage, as well as the November election that's coming up here for the city commissioners and mayor and the county supervisors. So, so I think that's very interesting. And I believe that the school board is a underlooked undervalued part of our governmental system, especially for parents. I mean, Saratoga Springs is experiencing a large, I would say, increase in the amount of parental population. Like, a lot of young couples are moving to Saratoga from New York and from other places in the state. And I think it's just interesting seeing them getting active, getting involved. And we'll see what that means for our school board here, coming up here, May 16th, 2023. Thank you for listening to episode 2 of Toga Talks and the first episode of our 2023 school board election coverage. Make sure to follow us everywhere. We have Spotify, we have Facebook, Instagram, Amazon Podcasts, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, YouTube, RSS, SoundCloud. Email us at togatalks@gmail.com. Toodaloo.